But now it's time to get inspired by donuts and make a full-size elegant dessert. Boston cream pie. With its vanilla custard filling and chocolate glaze, it looks like a giant filled donut. But don't be fooled by the name, Boston cream pie, because it is actually a cake, and that's where I'll start, with the cake batter. I'll start with the dry ingredients, a cup of sugar, and then 2 types of flour to make a tender cake. 3/4 of a cup of cake and pastry flour, and 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. I also add a 1.25 teaspoons of baking powder and just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'll sift all the dry ingredients together. So I have 1/2 cup of unsalted butter cut into pieces, and I'll just add it to the flour. And then, similar to the style of when you cut butter into a pie dough, I'll just work the butter into the flour-sugar mixture until it's a rough, crumbly texture. There we go. There's still a few visible butter pieces, and that's just fine, but it is rough and crumbly. So now for the liquids. 1/2 cup of milk, and I'll add to that 2 eggs. And then the only added flavoring is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'll just give it a little stir to break up the eggs. And then add this all at once to the flour. The final beating of the batter is key, so I'll start on low speed just to start blending the ingredients. And then I want to increase the speed and let the batter beat for a good 3 to 5 minutes to make it nice and light and fluffy. There we go. You can really see it's fluffy and light, and it's ready for the pan. I have a 9-inch cake pan. I've greased it, put a piece of parchment on the bottom, and also dusted the outside with flour. That gives the cake something to cling onto as it rises in the oven, but it also, of course, won't stick. I'll just spread this into the pan to make it nice and level. Give it a good tap in case there are any large air bubbles. Now this is ready for the oven. I've preheated it to 325, and it takes about 35 minutes. Oh, such a pretty simple cake. There, I can see my skewer comes out clean, so it's all done. So while the cake cools, I can get started on the pastry cream, the vanilla filling. And for this one, I start with 1/2 cup of milk and 1/2 cup of whipping cream. I want to heat this to just below a simmer, along with some vanilla bean paste, 1.5 teaspoons. While the milk and cream heat, I'll get ready all the other ingredients. Separate 3 eggs, and I'll add 3 tablespoons of sugar, along with 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'll whisk together the egg yolks, sugar, and cornstarch. Before I add the hot milk and cream to my egg mixture, I make sure I'm ready to finish, and that's with a bowl with 2 tablespoons of butter in it. So my milk is just below the simmer. I'll take it off the heat and then gradually add it to the eggs, a little at a time, so I don't shock or cook the eggs. And I add this entire mixture back to the pot. I continue to cook it over medium heat while whisking. When you see it get glossy and bubbles just begin to break the surface, then you know it's done. There we go. Now, scrape this through my strainer over the butter. The butter adds set, but it also cools down the pastry cream as it melts into it, so it halts the cooking, so you'll never have an overcooked custard. And a pastry chef always strains their sauces. So I just stir it just to make sure that butter's melted in. As the pastry cream cools down, it can develop a skin on it. So with a piece of plastic wrap, I simply place it directly on the surface of the pastry cream so the air can't get at it. I'll set this aside to cool to room temperature and then chill it down before it's time to fill the cake. Before I fill the cake, though, I have to also get ready the ganache glaze, that beautiful chocolate layer on top. For that, I heat up 1/2 cup of whipping cream. And I have ready 4 ounces of baking chocolate. So I pour the hot cream over the chocolate, and I combine the chocolate and cream together. There we go. It's nice and thick now, and I'll set this aside to cool just a little bit. By now, my cake should have cooled, so the Boston cream pie is ready to assemble. You'll see that the cake tips out easily. I'll slice the cake in half. And I like to rotate it as I slice. There we go. I do have a batch of the vanilla pastry cream filling already chilling in the fridge. And I'll spread the entire batch of the pastry cream right in the center. As I'm spreading the pastry cream, I push it almost to the edge, but not quite. Because once I put the top layer on top, it will press the cream out a little bit more. And the top layer goes on with the golden brown side up, and you really start getting a sense of the donut inspiration. Even the custard makes that white line, just like I had in those raspberry jelly donuts. And now to top it with the ganache glaze. For a classic Boston cream pie, you don't cover the sides of the cake. You leave it exposed so you can see that custard filling. Now, it is a good idea to chill the cake, to set the pastry cream and the ganache glaze on top before you slice it and serve it. And I have one already chilled down. And this is ready to serve. Oh, and there you have it, that beautiful vanilla custard filling, the simple tender cake, and the chocolate glaze, an elegant dessert, all inspired from a simple donut.